What's going on, guys? Dan Klein, we are live. What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. Pretty
I got
good.
Kevin on with me today. He took some time out of his busy schedule to do a little case study for all you outsiders looking in, or maybe some of you insiders looking to see what other job killing students are doing. These are always fun. Dude, we talked what was it back it was April, wasn't it? March or April of last year. So we hooked up it was 10 months ago. What I was about to say, and then freaking the Google Hangout cut out, was we were chatting this weekend. I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and you told me how much money you did last month. And so the crazy thing for me is there's 1,402 students in job killing now. And so I vividly remember my conversation with you, because I remember where I was going. So it's like, I don't know if you remember the whole story of what I was up to at the same day me and you were talking, but I was taking my wife somewhere that day.
Yeah.
So I totally remember getting in the car and chatting with you the whole way and kind of us exchange. And then, with 1,400 students, like, you don't get the play-by-plays of their life, every day. I kind of see from afar what's going on and that type of thing. But you tell me on Sunday what kind of month you did in January, and I was totally blown away. I had no idea you were pulling in this type of dough. So kind of tell us what January looked like for you.
Well, I mean, a lot of it was from leads back in December.
Yeah.
So, with roofing and whatnot, typically it's a process. And if you're doing commission deals, you're going to have to wait to get paid, because the roofer, they don't get paid right away. It's especially if they're filing a claim, because they got to go through the whole insurance process. So a lot of these leads came in December. The beginning of December, we had a lot of rain in the area. So I probably only had the site ranking for maybe 2 months.
Right.
A lot of them, it wasn't even ranked to where it needed to be, but I was still getting calls because that's just the volume that was coming in at that particular time.
Right.
And I was still, they pretty much maximized every call they get. It wasn't a ton of them,
right.
But, we send the salesman out there. He goes out there, sells the roof, or helps them along with the claim process. And eventually they get the check, and then boom, roof goes on. It usually takes 6 weeks or so, but.
So you've kind of you did like somewhere in the neighborhood of what, was it $14,000-$15,000 in income from this one project?
Yeah, it was just all commission jobs. Like I said, they all kind of closed within the last couple of weeks of January, and that was that.
So like for the viewers, like, I interview all different types of students. Some people do business one way, some people do it another way, and it's really interesting to see all these different strategies people roll out. What's your background, your age, what part of the country are you in? Because I forgot that part in the interview.
No problem. Well, I'm from Humble, Texas. I've been an insurance adjuster for probably about 8 years now. Getting to the point now where I've kind of got worn down from it. It's a lot of traveling. I probably average 80 to 90,000 miles of driving, not flying, driving.
Dude, I remember that on our call. I remember you telling me that you were working like 60 hours a week, driving everywhere.
Yeah. So, and it's not like that year round, but there's times during the year, like when I jumped into job killing in April, I wasn't able to get anything done because I was right in the middle of hail and storm season. And I'm going from Dallas, El Paso. I go to New Mexico sometimes, Oklahoma, Louisiana. I'm everywhere, man. You name it. That's why I have so many miles a year. But 8 years of it, man, I was freaking worn out.
Yeah. So was your car.
What's that?
So was your car.
I rent cars. I've been renting for over a year. They try to give me Lamborghinis now because I've earned up so many points. not really Lamborghinis, but it seems like that. But they give me some pretty nice cars every now and then. But it's all, everything's, I'm 1099, so nothing's guaranteed. If I'm not hustling, if I'm not grinding, I'm not making any money.
Right.
So
you got, I remember, because that was the whole reason for joining job killing, is like you wanted to learn how to build your own kind of like roofing business to a certain extent. That was kind of like one of your longtime goals. Like, the industry from chasing these sky diamonds all over the place. And
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And so now you like when you first got started, you didn't have the time because you're right in hot season. Then you kind of got going a little bit later. And so you've kind of really focused on this one niche, really. And you've basically built like a virtual business, and then you're basically outsourcing the work to a crew. Walk us through that.
Exactly. I mean, it's, I know so many contractors. I've got to meet with contractors. I got to reach agreements with them as an adjuster and close these insurance claims out. So I've got a whole Rolodex of business cards. And they don't all remember me, but some of them I've ran into multiple times, and we don't even know where it's going to happen. So they know my face. It's easy for me to call these guys, and I've kept in contact with one roofer pretty much for the past 5 years. He's helped me out a lot getting on roofs and things like that. And he's just a real trustworthy guy. I know the type of work he puts on because I have to go and inspect it and make sure they do a good job. And he's been top quality for forever, but he wasn't a business. He's had a roofing company, but he's never known how to get leads himself. Everything he's done is off referrals.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've said this for years. Because you're not a tech guy, like you're not at all computers and just getting this hangout set up. Me and you because we're both kind of the same. Like, it's like not overly technical, but it's amazing when only 10 or 20% more than a local business owner who has no skill in this space, how much freaking money you can make. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, no, it's insane. I mean, I've been called like a computer whiz for the past 3 months. I'm like, what?
It's so funny.
I'm far from it, man. Like this whole, like you said, the whole Google Hangout, I didn't even know. I was like, oh crap, I'm going to screw this up. Dan's going to get all pissed off at me. So
hey, no, I don't get pissed off. So you've essentially done what I did with my very first company when I figured out like this is such an amazing model. When I created my first taxi company and I didn't own it, you basically did the same thing with roofing down in your market, and you've built the process, you built out the lead generation properties that the exact way we train in job killing, and then you're getting calls, you're getting leads, and then you're basically moving them to the company that's going and doing the actual hard labor. Correct?
Right, exactly. I mean, the kicker though, even with that, I've known that contractor. I told him just to hang tight. This is what I'm doing. When the leads start coming in, I need you to be ready for them. And a couple leads came in, and he didn't have anybody to help him out as far as selling. So I was like, I got a perfect guy for you. Called one of my good friends up who I had gotten a job with another roofing company, and they were just an awful company, but he learned everything what not to do on how to sell roofs by working with them. Right. So I brought him over. All the leads were going to him for a while. He was getting so busy, he couldn't deal with phone calls and dealing with customers, on sales calls and whatnot. So what do? We hired his mom. She's our secretary now.
Dude,
so
awesome.
She handles all the calls. Yeah. No, I mean, I need people I can trust, man, because I don't trust, it's hard out there, man. It's hard to find people that want to work too,
Totally.
And I've known my buddy for a long time, and I know what he's willing to do, to get to the points where he wants to get. So
yeah. So this one property that you've created in all the inroads and kind of ways that you've went about it is responsible for it sounds like about 98% of your income last month. And then you have some other deals that you've kind of put together. Tell us about those a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got my first site that I ever did. I started building it in April of last year.
Yeah.
It took me 4 months to finish the site, but I was
because you were busy.
Yeah, I was busy, but I mean, there's no excuses in this, man. I just didn't know the potential. Like I knew what it was capable of, but I was so preoccupied with the adjusting, man. I was working 18-hour days. I literally had no time for family, anything,
Totally.
So once it started to slow down, man, I hopped right into it. I went on a vacation, came back, knocked that limo site out, and started getting leads from that about a month later. Went through 3 or 4 limo guys, pain in the butt. That was terrible.
Yep.
Wanted to punch every single one of them in the face. I finally found one dude that he doesn't have the biggest fleet in the world, but he understood the process and what type of value I could bring him. So, once he got going, we just settled on a 15% commission deal.
Yeah.
And he was probably only closing maybe 6, 7, 8 a month. I've gotten to the point now where I'm getting, anywhere from 100 to 150 calls a month off one limo site in an 80,000 population.
Dude. Isn't that crazy, man? Like,
it's nuts. I still can't. Like, I had to turn the emails off so I didn't get notified for all the limo leads that were coming in, because at this point I got him on. I've built him 2 other lead gen sites. I redid his site, pushed it all the way to the top of Google in his area.
yeah.
And I'm building him 2 more sites for himself. So I'm going to make, by the end of this month, I'll be making $1,000 off just flat fees per month for SEO on his sites, and then 15% commission off 3 sites. So I'm thinking probably around $2,000 a month off limo stuff.
Dude.
And I don't do anything for those sites anymore. So just point. You know, I just follow the job killing process.
Yeah.
That's it. Once you get to the point, you can put it on autopilot and you're good.
And that's the thing, man. Like, it's hard because, you know, there's a lot of crap out there. There's a lot of junk. And what I try to tell people anymore is like, man, this is just a skill set. It's like anything. Like, just follow the freaking process. I've trained guys just like you who literally had zero technology, know-how, nothing. And you're generating hundreds of leads. You're generating tens of thousands of dollars a month in income. And you're not even a year into this thing. I mean,
right.
Like, my wife, she's an attorney, 7 years of school, and you cleared more than her by a lot last month from her income versus yours with the skill set that you learned in the last 10 months and have applied. It's just, to me, it's awesome, but it's also like, on some kinds, it can be like, like people are like, I don't know if I believe it, you know? So, I don't know. What would you say to like maybe people on the outside looking in, who like what pieces of advice would you give someone? Obviously it's like, okay, just join or whatever, but not that. But like, what pieces of advice would you give people if you were talking to them about this business model and versus other things that you've done to make similar types of money?
Man, probably my number one thing that just completely, you just got to put in the freaking time, man. Get through the process, make your first site. After I made my first site and saw the process from step 1 all the way to the end, that's when the light bulb went on. Okay. I didn't get it in week 3. I didn't get it in week 4 of the training. You know, I kind of knew where it was going,
right?
But it didn't, none of it really clicked. So, you know, my advice really would just be follow that process, man. Because once you get to the end of it, I promise you that light bulb's going to click, and then it's going to take off from there. Because you get better. I've gotten better and better every site. So,
dude, I think that's the thing. Is I had a call from a guy who joined like 3 days ago, and he was like, "I'm looking at this week 4 stuff now," and I'm like, "Why are you looking at week 4 stuff, man? Stop trying to
I
short."
Did that.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Stop trying to shortcut the process and try to figure out what's at the end. Like, I think the coolest thing that we have now with the job killing process is, number one, we've put 1,400 people through it. So it's like computers have no emotions. At the end of the day, you put this information in this sequence, and you do these steps, we get leads out. It just works, right? It's not like, oh, but Dan did it or Kevin did it. It's like, dude, just do it. The freaking process works, you know?
No, they said it picks up in February, March around here. So, and we're sure enough, I'm getting calls.
Dude, I cut out for just a second, but I'll listen back on what you said. Apparently, I can't keep my internet on over here at old Job Killing headquarters, but dude, question for you. So you said one of the things you said to me, I think it was Sunday, was this isn't even your real hot season for what you're doing, like for the roofing repair. Like, you're going to start seeing the stuff go crazy, like in March, April, May, June time?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. I don't have any reason not to think it would. If I'm getting calls, we had 5 calls this morning. That's the most I've ever got in for roofing. And what time is it? 2:00? Yeah, we've had 5 calls since 9:00 this morning. They're all roof repairs, but shoot, we still make $300-$400, or not me, but the company pulls in, about $400 or $500 just for a repair.
And then you get a cut of that. You get a little sliver.
Oh, what's that?
You get a little sliver of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I charge, just pay me $100 a repair.
Sweet.
That's it. That's all I ask for. So,
dude, show us maybe some stuff that you're working on. Maybe like your CallSling account. Show us like the kind of calls that are coming in.
Sure.
I don't know if you know how to hit that. You can hit that screen share thing up in the corner.
Yeah. This is the definition of an autopilot site.
Dude, I'm so, and it's hard to explain that to people because they don't understand like that well, and obviously it's more than just the site that's pushing all these leads in, but people don't understand. Like when we say autopilot, I have sites that I haven't logged into in 5.5 years that generate 3,000 leads every month. Like it's crazy.
Yep. I mean, it's all just JK process, man. It's killer. I mean, I didn't know anything about internet ranking. I didn't even know what I was doing when I was searching for how to get roof leads online. You know, my whole deal was I was searching how to get roofing leads so I could start my own company because I wasn't going to invest in a company if I didn't figure out how to get freaking leads.
Of course. It's the lifeblood of every business. It's what most business owners don't do. That's the crazy thing. That's why the opportunity is so big for guys like you and I that actually know how to do the one thing that pays the bills. We are the bill that helps pay all the other bills, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I was just searching, you know, I think I don't even know what I typed in, but all I know is I saw one of Brad Campbell's videos, saw his beautiful face on the internet. Little did I know what it was going to bring me to, man. And I clicked it. I was like, man, this, what was it? It was like how to make $500 off a website per month. Or something like that. I can't remember what it was, man, but I was like, dude, that's exactly what, you know, I need. How to get leads for anything.
Yeah. Dude, it's pretty cool to see you like 10 months later, because I remember, like I said, I remember our phone call, and I remember just how many hours you were working, and you telling me like, dude, this is just getting old. I totally remember that conversation, and dude, it's so sick to see you freaking 10 months later killing it, and you know, and also like you got this new skill under your belt that you know you can rinse and repeat and just keep building out different things.
Right. Here's another example I've got for one of my roofing sites. No joke. This site went live on Tuesday. I can type in roof repair, Kingwood, Texas, in Google, and this thing's on the bottom of the second page.
Dude, that's
just
sick.
Just off freaking weeks 1 and 2. That's just building badass content. Badass freaking content. You know, I didn't do this myself. I'm awful at writing. I'm awful at a lot of stuff.
Me too. I'm really bad at a lot of things.
I'm really good at telling people how to do stuff, how it needs to be done, and paying them to do it. And you know, it's worked out great. I mean, this is a great website that was built.
And it was all built in Weebly, right? That's a Weebly site.
That's a Weebly site, man. It's nothing special. I mean, it's just the only.
You know that free instant quote thing you have at the top? I built that like probably 7 years ago. Right. I made that little graphic, and it's just so funny. Like I had this guy come and troll our YouTube channel the other day. Me and Brad's YouTube, or maybe it was the JobKilling channel. He went to one of our case studies, and he's like, I'm a web designer, and I don't think your sites look all that good. And I'm like, cool, man. We're money makers. We actually just build sites to create income streams. I'm not going to have a you-know-what measuring contest and show you that your sites are better. I'm sure your sites look 10 bazillion times better than ours, but you know what looks better than yours? My bank account looks a lot better than yours because I focus on things that make money instead of getting caught up with all the techie and all the garbage. It's like that instant quote coupon that you have on there, I've used that for hundreds, if not thousands of different projects I've worked on. And I don't need to go recreate anything. It just works. I don't need to go make another one. It works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I can't even explain it. It's just, it's there. People look at it and they fill it out. Like what I've honestly, I look at other quote forms on other company sites, and just by not even placing it in the right area, they probably don't get any.
Nope. 100%.
People don't notice it.
I had clients back in the day where I knew what I was doing. I knew that just having the quote form front and center, but they would fight me on, Dan, I don't want it there because it doesn't look pretty. And we would remove it and put it where they wanted. And I'd say, listen, as long as it generates the same amount of leads, you can put it wherever you want. But if it doesn't, in the next week, we're going to change it and move it back. And within a week's time, they're like, get it back. Okay, I see my online presence is all about function, not about how pretty things look. But you know, I think with for guys like you and I who are not techie by nature, like just the platform of Weebly, of just being able to drag stuff on and drop it on there, it's so freaking easy. And I think that's usually the big barrier to entry for guys like you and I. Like, we don't want to, we understand the leverage of the internet, but we don't understand how to do the things. And so these tools that we use in job killing, it's like, it's simple and stupid. Would you agree?
Oh, I promise you, if I can do it, I swear to you, anybody can do this.
Likewise.
The only thing I know how to do on a computer is what I was taught in adjusting, and I've been doing it for 8 years. That's the only program I know how to work until I got into job killing, and I still don't know how. Like, I don't even know where that graph is on CallSling to look at calls.
I think you go up to all campaigns, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just stuff on my, like, I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know either, man. I
don't really care.
I don't either.
It doesn't make me money. So
That's right.
I mean, I don't need to. I don't waste my time. That's the thing. I would love to tell other, especially people that are joining is if you're, like you always said, don't get hung up on stuff, keep moving forward. And that's kind of what I always did. If I had a question, I'd go and post it and I'd move on to something else, man. Because if you're stuck on stuff, you're not progressing, you're not making money.
Totally.
I mean, that's simple as that.
Hit that, stop your screen sharing so we can see you back on camera. There you go.
There we go.
So closing out, talk to the new student from the outsider looking in. Obviously job killing is not a, small investment. I mean, it's got a little bit of investment to it. You know that, I know that. Talk to them about, out of all the things you have invested in your life, where does this stack up for you?
Okay. The simplest way I can put this, and I'm not afraid to even, I grossed $235,000 last year in 2015.
Okay.
I grossed about 225 in 2014. I've got a great job. I don't necessarily love the work, but I like the people I've worked with for a long time. They put me on when I was young, and I've worked my butt off for them, and I'm just personally worn out. I was in desperate need to find something else. I came to job killing, and they've been the freaking answer. I will be walking away from adjusting by the end of the year. I'm going one more storm season, and that's pretty much it, man. And if these sites pop off, which I fully anticipate they will, I could be done by the end of the summer.
And you got good reason to. You just got news that you got another one on the way, right? So congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You don't want to be traveling freaking 90,000 miles by car when you got a new one coming down the pike, right?
No, that's the thing too. The family drives me, and I want to give them everything in the world. I don't want to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm grinding, and that's pretty much what you have to do with job killing, man. If you have the work ethic and you want to grind and you want to do better for yourself and your family, and be in their presence all the time, man, this is the perfect formula. So
awesome, dude. Well, thanks so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to jump on with me. I know it's not something you have to do. It's something I always ask people when I start hearing cool stories. I like getting more stories out there, because so many different walks of life contact me, and I think it's all about belief. Is people just usually they don't believe in us, so we try to put these case studies out so they can see other people, or they don't believe in themselves. So it's nice to see someone that they can look at and say, I'm a lot like that guy, or I'm a lot like that gal, and they can kind of build that belief in themselves of, hey, maybe I could learn a new skill set and go and do what these guys are doing, and maybe take a different direction for my life or my family. So I appreciate you jumping on with us, man. Keep kicking ass, and congrats on the new baby on the way, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Take care, man.